Okay, we're checking to see. Yeah, my mic is working. It looks like it's working. All right, let's see. We got 2 people in. Get in the chat and tell me who you are, where you from. Make sure you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. Hi. Hey, humble fella, can you hear me? Can you hear me fine? It's a new mic, so I'm testing it out. Hi, everyone. I see people coming in. Y'all let me know if you can hear me. You can hear me and you have a hearing problem. Well, that's good to know. All right. Let me turn the camera down a little bit so I can get y'all to see Chico. Chico, tell everybody hi. Good, Tina. Glad you can hear me. I'm glad to see everyone. Hi, everyone. Chico's here with me. So I'm going to let you know that this is not a new mic. It's a mic that I have had sitting in the background, typically over here in the back, right back here, for several years. And I used it when I did live shows, when I did live performing. And it was given to me by a friend, probably maybe 7 or 8 years ago, maybe even more. And I just got it hooked up. And so I use it I've used it in the past for like live shows and things like that. And I finally discovered Chico's chewing on my hair. If y'all haven't seen that, that's what he's doing. He's chewing on my hair. And so I used to do live shows, like do shows. Okay. And so that's where I use this. I used to do DJing at parties and things like that. So, and sing for events and things like that. But it's been a long time since I've had the mic out. So I had to go ahead and, yes, I'm going to give y'all a little update on it because I have to keep up on it. It is not something that I dwell upon, but I will keep you. I will give you an update on what's going on here in Texas. In North Texas, there was some flooding going on, and what happens is here in the state of Texas is there's an estuary of rivers that go through our area. We have the Brazos River, we have the San Jacinto River, and there's one other, I can't remember the name of it. Guadalupe River that run through the area where I live. And when flooding happens in North Texas, central to North Texas, it all runs downstream. And so that is what has happened here in the state of Texas. And all of that water has to go somewhere. And so it goes downstream. That's what it does. And when it is a lot of rain really fast, the rivers can't take all that water, all the runoff. And 2 rivers went out of the bank, I think. And so the timing was really, really bad. And I guess It's summer, so we have children doing summer camp here in the state of Texas. I used to like go and take kids to summer camp every year, and the kids were at summer camp when the flooding happened, and it happened not only were they at camp, but it happened in the middle of the night. So there's quite a few children missing here in the state of Texas, and at this point, it's devastating for families right now. And yeah, the last count I saw was 23 girls missing, and so it's pretty devastating. It is. I did not get any flood water. I want to let you know that I was paying attention to the rivers, and um, the floodwaters didn't come my direction. Um, they went down a different river, which was not good for me, but not good. Okay, okay. There's no goodness in any flood. All right, and so yeah, it's pretty devastating right now here in the state of Texas. Yeah, it's good that I'm not affected, but I do want you to know that I have a new feature on the YouTube live if you haven't noticed. And the most people, the top fans that are chatting get a honor of being a top fan. They get a crown. And so, yeah. So right now, Teresa, you're the number one fan. Okay. I thought that would be fun and funny to put out there. So the more chatting you do, the more you will become the number one fan. So I appreciate that. And I'm looking for different features within this YouTube to, you know, to have a little fun with it. Um, I did a couple of goals the last couple of YouTube lives, and just to see how it worked. It's not something that I'm going to be doing in the future. Um, but I did want to figure it out so that in the future, if I decide to do it, then I will. But um, it's a nice feature. But yeah, so Chico is enjoying everything. Say hi, Chico. Tell everybody hi. He's doing better. I want y'all to know that. He still has a slight limp occasionally, but I have stopped scrubbing his paws and putting the cream on it because now I realized that as soon as they told me his toe was broken, I realized that I may have been contributing to his limping by scrubbing his feet and putting the balm on. So I'm not doing that until it's completely healed. I can tell you that now that I know what's wrong, the treatment is way different than when I didn't know what was wrong. And I also want to let you all know that I did get a gift from the Buy Me a Coffee link down below. I do have that. If you ever want to send a gift, and this gift was given to me by a viewer, and it was specifically designed for Chico. So what I do have a Chico fund, and all of the money goes into the care of Chico. I buy his food. I buy um, all of his medical care, um, all of his medications, and everything comes out of that fund. And so, yeah, so I do have like a bank account that is specifically for Chico. And all of the funds from people donating for Chico's care goes right into that. So I wanted to let you know that that is available through the Buy Me a Coffee. If you signify this is for Chico, um, that's where it goes. It goes into that account. I did have a significant vet bill this month with Chico. It's well worth it though, because I now know what was wrong. It was about $400 vet bill. Um, it included the visit, the exam, the X-ray, and his flea tick medication. He was due for that, and I do have another vet visit the first of next month for his checkup on his toe and to get his heartworm medication administered. And so I used to do the trifexas with Spice, but I don't do that with Chico because they found a different formula, they found a different formula for him that's in a shot form. Um, that is, I think it's 4 or 5 months. And then after he's a year old, which is coming up, I think they're going to do the 12-month one. So he'll only have to get this shot once a year, along with his what did they call it? All of his shots. Okay, y'all know what it is. The rabies shot. Yeah. And so he'll only have to do it once a month. I mean, once a year. And that's way better than the trifexas that I was paying for Spice. If I'd have known about the shot, I would have done the shot with Spice, but I didn't know about it. So it's cheaper to go that route once a year. But he's chilling out, and let me tell you why. Oh, and they also gave him a pain medication with the anti-inflammatory that is a suspension. And remember, they gave him the little pills the last time. Well, this time they gave him a suspension, and it's doing way better than the pills were. Yes, Sushi, I'm looking into it right now, but I have to make sure it's a pet insurance that the vet takes. And the vet also told me that um, I'm looking into them right now. They gave me a list of pet insurances. And what they told me is that you take the receipt and turn it in to the insurance company and they reimburse you. It's not like human insurance. Does that make sense? And so I'm going to have to look at the different pet insurance and figure out which one is suited best for us. And so, yes, I'm going to look into it. But that's a good question. Look at him. He looked at y'all. What you looking at? Huh, Chico? Tell him. Look right into the camera and tell him. Yeah. He doesn't know what to think about his own image on camera. Oh. Oh. Oh, what? What, baby? Now, one of the things that I did want to talk, yeah, one of the things I did want to talk to y'all about is that um, I'm considering doing a midweek live, and I do have someone in mind to do my moderation, and I've asked them, and they have agreed. And so I may do a cooking show live on Wednesday evenings, and I'm letting you know now, for those of you that show up to the lives, that I do have a midweek live show that I want to do where I'm actually cooking or doing something in my house. All right. And it's not going to be at the computer here. It's actually going to be using my phone. And what I'm going to be doing is um, either I'm going to be cooking or cleaning. Okay. One of the two. And yeah, so we're going to have some fun doing that. So, I've been thinking about doing like keto friendly recipes, is what I've been thinking about doing once a week. What do y'all think about that? Y'all can y'all can chime in into the chat. Let me know what you think about it. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. Thank you, Tina, for that. Looks like I'm going to be cooking. Wednesdays at 7 o'clock. The same time that we do Sundays is the same time I'm going to do the Wednesdays. Hi, Linda. And oh, hello, Ash. I did see you. Um, so I want to keep the time schedule the same so that it's not confusing for you guys, the viewers. And had it for many years, but okay. All right, Sushi, that's good to know. So you use Nationwide. I have to look to see what the doctor, the information that the vet gave me for Chico, but I'm not sure if it was. So you had 565 to 90-pound pups. Is that what you're telling me? You had 5 of them, and so you had to get insurance on each one of them. You couldn't do a family pack. I don't know how pet insurance works. Okay, I don't. All right, Chico, I need you to go down for a little while. You've been up here for about 15, 20 minutes. Okay, it's time for you to go down on the floor so that I can have my hands free to talk to these fine people. Okay. I don't let him like jump from my lap anymore or any of that stuff. All right. I need some coffee. That's what I need. I have my coffee here. I have my electrolytes here. And I did want to talk to you all about what's coming up. Um, how was your 4th of July? That's the first question I should have asked right off the bat. How's your 4th of July? Mine was wonderful. As you could see, I do want to let you know that I did spend 4th of July by myself. All right. I did not have anybody over, nor did I go anywhere for 4th of July. I preferred to spend 4th of July at my house by myself. And the reason is because I did not know how Chico was going to react to all the fireworks going off and stuff like that. Spice had issues with it. And so my hands are dry. Let me get some lotion. Spice had issues with it. And this was Chico's first with me. And so I wanted to see how Chico was going to handle 4th of July. And so I didn't go to any events. I did not, I didn't have any relatives come over or anything like that. I wanted to keep my house calm for Chico. And so, sorry, I noticed my skin was dry. And I am a very big proponent of moisturize your skin. And so I stayed at home. What I ended up doing is I ended up having a little fun online with people. I told you I do like to play games online. I have been an online gamer for many, many years. Um, I grew up in the era when we used to go down to, in my town, we used to go down to the bowling alley and play the pinball machines before there were any electronic games. And then when they started putting like the games inside the grocery stores and stuff like that, like Pac-Man and those, I used to play those. Um, and then I started with um, Nintendo 64. I did get Game Boys. I have one right here. Let me show you. An original Game Boy. Original Game Boys. Okay. Yeah, it's got dust on it, but I do get it out and I play it. All right. Let me open it up and let me show y'all. I've never shown y'all this stuff. Okay. So this is the time that I can do it. Chico, stop it. Calm your nerves. Okay. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember that? Uh-huh. Yep. Well, I got the original. Okay, when it very first came out. And I have, let me show you what games that I have to go with it. Y'all know, okay? Y'all know. If you know, you know, all right? I have Super Mario Land. I have Super RC Pro AM. It's a racing game. All right. I do like racing games. Defender Joust. Y'all ready for this? Y'all ready for this? Let me get it open. Hold on. Figure out how to Chico. That's enough. I got a film here. I got a live going on, Chico. You can't be doing that. Pokemon Red. Not a gamer at all, people. Pokemon Yellow. Tetris 2. And the original Tetris. Those are my favorite games. So, no, I'm not ages, okay? Let's talk about. So, I had to keep, savvy with the kids. All right. And I'm going to put this away. We had Nintendo 64. My kids wore that out. My foster kids wore that out. What else? Wii game. I had the Wii game as well. Tennis. I played tennis. My favorite was the fishing. I love to sit in my living room and just fish. Mm-hmm. The only one that I haven't gotten is I did play an Atari. We wore them out in my house. I never sold them. I never did any of that. But Yeah, we warm out my house, okay? And my students love to play. Y'all should remember these games. I mean, like I said, I was teaching at the time. So, um, Oregon Trail, you remember that? There were a bunch of games that I had my students playing that taught skills, taught math skills and letters and alphabet and reading and writing and all those. And I was really like on the cutting edge, I would say, in my classroom when it comes to um, using technology as a way of teaching. And I taught all the way up to the smart boards. I use the smart boards in my class the last few years that I taught. I required it. When I went into the school, the very first thing I told them is I want a smart board. And they're like, what? And I said, yeah, you have to get me a smart board for my classroom. And so, yep, I had a smart board in my classroom the last probably 5-6 years that I played. Hmm. I remember that game. I remember that game too. I used to play Mario Kart all the time with with my own foster kids, and they loved it. They had so much fun with it. And yeah, so the next thing I wanted to let you know is that I haven't really scheduled it. It's only the 6th, and we had 4th of July, and I was really focused on that. But um, I'm looking at. Let me see. It doesn't give anything away. Okay. Yeah, it does. All right. I'm looking at the events that are coming up at the senior center. And so I'm going to let you know that I do have this week on July 9th, which is Wednesday, I believe. I do have Build a Burger Bingo again. And then the next thing that I have is July 16th. It is Dog Days. It's called Dog Days of Summer, and they're doing come in. It says it's heating up outside, so come in and chill with us indoors. We're going to enjoy table games and tasty hot dogs in cool air conditioned comfort. So it's going to be a day of playing board games. And I thought it would be fun. It starts at 11 o'clock, and, you know, it'll run until people decide they don't want to be there anymore. So I love playing board games. How many of y'all enjoy playing board games? My favorite board games that I like to play is Monopoly. I love playing Monopoly. I played Risk. Um, I like to play backgammon, um, chess. I do play chess and checkers. Um, Trying to think other games. Um, Canasta. I like to play Canasta. Um, Skippo. Clue. I do like to play Clue, Tina. I do. Skippo is one of the games I play, and I'm trying to think of any of the other ones that I play. Um, I do play card games quite a bit. Spades, Yahtzee. I do like to play Yahtzee. I taught. I used to do tournaments of Yahtzee games in my classroom because we did a lot of board games because it was a chance for me to teach social skills, socialization, working with others, dealing with loss, okay, losing a game and still being gracious, those kinds of skills that are not taught, at home anymore. My parents taught us those skills while we were playing board games. That's where we learned those skills. And so, yeah, I taught it in the classroom. So we're going to have a day of playing board games. The next one is July 17th, which is going to be a luau. They're going to do a luau, and I thought it would be fun. It would be fun to do that. And I'm going to be, it says to wear your bright colors. So I'm going to be wearing one of those Timu dresses. And so it says it's limbo time. I'm hoping that it'll be maybe a party, but I won't be limboing. I can tell you that. Dominoes. Dominoes is one of the things that they play at the senior center a lot. And I've been thinking about joining the domino club. There is a club up there. And just because I enjoy playing dominoes. Okay. My sons have been collecting them. What have they been collecting? Okay, you were talking at Teresa. So what was Teresa saying? I'm going back. What was Teresa saying? My stepkids are 49. Okay. I was trying to see what Teresa said and now get context of what was being collected. Oh my gosh, Tina, they were so good that I'm out of them. I ate 2 every day, one for lunch and one for dinner every day. They're gone. Oh, they're gaming systems. I got you. So on the 17th, I'll be doing a luau, and I'm pretty sure they're going to have some kind of a meal there because they're charging $7. So I'm pretty sure they're going to have some kind of a meal there. It's 11 o'clock. So, and then on the 29th, just winging it potluck, they're going to have wings, chicken wings. And everybody's going to bring a side or dessert. And then on the 31st, they're going to have potluck bingo. They'll be doing chicken tetrazzini. And because tetrazzini is made with pasta, I will do a keto version and take it with me. But still be able to participate in the activity. All right. Now, I do want to let you know that I have been psyching myself up, all right, with a going back to the beginning with my eating program. And I think I'm going to do it at the end of this month. And what I want to do is I want to do another 3 months of staying just on the core items. That means that I won't be able to have any like berries. I won't be able to have any fruit whatsoever. None, no fruit. I won't be able to have any. Let me go through my list here. Let me find it. Hold on. I'm going back. Hi, Mimi. How are you? I'm going back to my original eating program, and the things that I'm eating now that I will not be able to have: cottage cheese. I won't be able to have yogurt. So when this yogurt is done, I won't be able to have it. Avocados, blackberries, blueberries. I'm cutting these things out: raspberries and strawberries and tomatoes. And no almond flour or coconut, none of that. And so I'm going back to the original plan for 3 months. Yeah, no tomatoes, no onions, that kind of stuff. I'm going back to the original plan for 3 more months. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I did so well on it the first 3 months. I lost almost all the weight that I have lost so far. was in those first 3 months. And so what I want to do is go back to them and do another 3 months of it. And I haven't gained weight back, so I want to see if I can lose a little bit of weight. And in those 3 months, weight loss is not one of my major things. It's more about getting my glucose levels under control and below diabetes threshold. And I was there the first 3 months, and several months after, the first 5 or 6 months, I was there. And so I think I need to do a reset for myself. It's for myself. It's not because anybody's told me that I need to do it. The doctor hasn't said I need to do it, but I do. I feel like I need to do it. So I'm going to do it. And that does mean no more wine. That's what that means. That's what that means for 3 months. Okay. No more alcohol for 3 months. So, and I'm going to stick to my eating plan really strict again for 3 months. So it's at the end of this month, though. I'm not there yet. Okay. We've been here for about 36 minutes. Y'all have any questions so far? I've gone over the activities that I have planned for this week. I do have to take a few trips, and I'm going to try to take y'all along with me on those. One of them is to return the old router to the company that it belongs to. I've got to get that done real quick so that I don't get charged for it this month. And I'm going to be going to Froberg's farm to pick up some eggs. I have to do that this week because I'm down to 2 eggs. 2 eggs. And I want to get them from Froberg's. So, what else am I going to do? I can't think what else I was going to do. I even had it scheduled, but I didn't put it on my calendar. Senior moment, people. Senior moment. I'm going to have to write this stuff down, okay? Put it on my calendar. I've been lazy because it's been a holiday weekend. I've been lazy. And so yeah, me too. I'll be curious to see what happens to my numbers. See, you have to understand that my numbers are still lower than when I first started. It's never gotten that high. And remember, when I first started, I was on medication. So without medication, my numbers are still lower than they were when I was on medication before I started. So I'm not mad about my numbers. But how do I put this? I'm not completely satisfied with the numbers. Does that make sense? I'm not mad about them. They're still lower than what they were. And so I have accomplished the goal. Yeah, I have accomplished the goal. But, oh no, I stayed on my eating plan during the holiday, Mimi. Except a video that's coming up. All right. I was sent a plate of food and I ate it. All right. Because I was going to respect the fact that my neighbor, the gentleman across the street, had his teenage daughter, bring me a plate of food. And it was really a nice gesture. He was out barbecuing hamburgers and he sent me a hamburger with tater tots on the side. And he said, you know, this is what we're having for dinner tonight. And we had an extra plate. So here you go. And how can I turn down somebody that thought of me? Okay. Because I was at home by myself on 4th of July. And they know that. I don't call it cheating. Okay. I don't call it cheating at all. I call it, um, enjoying enjoying the moment. All right. Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway, so I have plans for this month that I'm going to be doing some videos with. Um, just know that if I'm not feeling well, I'm going to let y'all know with the post. And because I do post every day, that means I'm creating every day. That means I'm not taking any days off. I'm bringing you along with what I'm doing during the day, what I'm cooking during the day. And if I'm cooking, I only cook really, honestly, cook, maybe 2 or 3 times a week. And I eat off of the leftovers from those 2 or 3 times a week. And so during the holiday, during the 4th of July, y'all saw that I made some meals and um, prepared some of the meals. And so I'm going to be eating off of those for the next couple of days. All right. Um, if you want treats, you eat sushi. Okay. I do like sushi myself. I used to buy sushi quite a bit, but I can't have it anymore. So now in my food bank haul, I got miso, and I did contact my what do you call it? I contacted my coach, and my coach said yes, I can have miso soup. I just got to be careful with the carbs. So I'm going to take the miso and I'm going to break it down into small portions and freeze it in small portions to make it easy for me to make a miso soup with it and add in a protein to the miso soup because the miso has carbs in it. And so I'm going to use on the package, I'm going to write how many carbs are in that package, and it's going to be small packages. Okay. And that way I can freeze it up into small packages and just pull one out and make me a cup of miso soup or a bowl of miso soup really quick with a protein that I already have made. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And I'm going to give it a try um, and see if I like it. First, I'm going to give it a try and see if I like it. And then if I do, then I'm going to break it up in into small packages, one serving small packages. And yeah, so I'm looking forward to making some miso soup and trying it. Yeah. All right. Any questions? Any questions? I was thinking, what is the holiday that's coming up in August? What holiday comes up in August? For me, it was always back to school. August is a back to school. And so I don't know. I have to go look and see what the next holiday is. Miso is also great as a seasoning for stir fries. Oh, sushi. I did not know that. I did not know that you had stir fries. I didn't think of that. All right. Okay. But miso itself, I think it had like 3 or 4 carbs in it for the one serving. And so I have to I'm going to have to be real careful with it. Let's put it that way. VJ? Not sure what VJ day is. Help me out with it. Okay, so Mimi also has number one fan as well. Trying to figure out how this fan thing works. Okay. So Sushi and Mimi have number one fan. Oh, okay. Oh, that makes sense. That does make sense, Mimi. All right. Mm-hmm. All right. Um, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I wanted to go over with y'all? Uh, that's what it was. I was gonna go on Tuesday. I'm gonna go to Walmart. That's what I was trying to remember. I'm going to Walmart with the senior bus, the bus that comes and picks us up. They're going to do a trip to Walmart, and they're going to take me to the bank and get some bank business done for me. And I'm hoping that I also have scheduled for me to go and go to Dollar Tree and Ollie's on Tuesday. So I have a lot scheduled on Tuesday, and I don't know if they will take me everywhere I need to go. Um, but we'll see. All right, we'll see. Um, Tuesday is not a busy day at the senior center. The only thing I need to do at the senior center um, is to I need to go to the bank so that I can register for all the events for this month, because Wednesday is a bingo. So I have to do it on Tuesday and pay for all the events. Does that make sense? So that's what I got to do on Tuesday. Tomorrow, I'm hoping that a family member is going to pick me up and take me over to return my old router and to take me to the farm to pick up my eggs. So I'm hoping that that's the two things that I'm going to be able to do with a family member. They told me they would take me. So all right, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else that I need to do? I haven't gotten any new magazines to show y'all. Y'all been reviewing magazines on my lives. Every time I get a new one, I review it and show y'all what I get. I get these free of charge. So I'm enjoying the magazines, and then when I get done with them, I take them up to the senior center, and I've seen several of the people at the senior center take some of them home. So it's not only is it a blessing to me, but it's a blessing to them as well. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? But like I said, I did want to thank the viewer that sent me quite a bit of money for Chico's care for this next doctor visit that I have with him, vet visit. Um, it's going to help tremendously to make sure he gets his second exam after all of the treatment, and get his annual heartworm treatment. Okay. There's a lot of activities going on outside right now because it is a holiday weekend and everybody's visiting their relatives, which is a good thing. It's not a bad thing. But Chico's not used to all the activities and movement outside, so you're going to hear a lot of him. I do prefer this mic over this headset. when I'm doing a live with y'all. Yeah, I'm trying to get that headset out of the view of the camera. Okay, there we go. I do prefer it because see, it doesn't look like there's nothing on top of my head right now. So, um, I do too, Sushi. I do all of my banking online with the exception of I need cash because there are two places that I go that only accept cash in my town. So I do have to go to the bank to get cash out. When I pay at the senior center, it's in cash. When I go to the farm to get my food, it's in cash. So, and I pay the lawn man, the gentleman that takes care of my lawn and helps me with the garden and stuff like that. I pay him cash. So, there are certain things that I do that I have to have the cash for. So anyway, I hope that explains it to you, Sushi. Y'all have any more questions? I'm trying to think. There's not anything else I need to cover. Yes, I will. I'm going to do it again. And this time I wanted to try it first before I actually put the recipe out. Because let me tell you what the recipe originally did. It was an original recipe that I saw on a YouTube video that it was done by a keto YouTuber. But what she did is she used sugar-free cheesecake jello pudding. That's what she used. And there's a lot of processed stuff in the sugar-free jello pudding cheesecake one. And so I decided that I would just put cream cheese in it because that's something I can have and it's not processed. And I wanted to make sure that I did as little processed stuff in the dessert as possible because we all know jello is processed, okay? But I have them and I enjoy them and it is a dessert I can have and it's something that that I enjoy. And so I just put 4 ounces of cream cheese in it. All I did is did one little regular size jello, sugar-free jello, any flavor you want. I did black cherry because that's what I had in my pantry. I put um, hot water, dissolved it in there, softened up 4 ounces of cream cheese, and I did it in the microwave, and put that in the bowl and broke it up really good and added it in, and I whipped it really good with that whisk that I had. I just kept whipping it until the cream cheese was, instead of being in clumps, it was blended into the jello. And then once it was at that stage, then I added in a cup of cold water and stirred that in and put them in the bowls and stuck those bowls into the refrigerator. That's how I did it. And the video is out there of it. I do believe, Tina. No, Ash, I didn't do that. I didn't check that. I was busy trying to figure out what I was going to do for 4th of July since I didn't have any decorations for my house. I had planned to go to Dollar Tree and get some decorations, but I never got to be able to do that. And you know what? It saved me money. So That's one holiday that I didn't have decorations for my tablescape. And my mom used to do like desserts with jello all the time. That was kind of a common thing in the 70s and 80s. And so I had forgotten about, how we used to do jello molds and things like that. And I had forgotten about doing those. And, some of them were questionable back then. But we used to make jello quite often in our house because it was cheap and economical, and you can put pretty much anything you want in it. And who doesn't like a good Waldorf salad? Okay, just saying. Okay. And so I just wanted to do a keto friendly spin on that. That that is less processed items than the keto um, video that I saw. And so I took kind of the idea, but completely added different ingredients into it. So the only thing that was the same was the jello. Okay. She had put like strawberries and blueberries on top of hers, and I I'm not doing that anymore. Even though they are on my secondary list, I'm trying to cut back on all of that stuff and go back to my primary list. And so, yeah, so those things are not on my. I'm not buying those things anymore. So I hope that makes sense. All right. Well, we are almost at the hour. And I want to thank all of you for coming out and spending the evening with me. I appreciate it more than you know. And thank you for helping me test out this new microphone. I do like it. Y'all tell me you can hear me fine with it, and I don't have this cumbersome, headset on anymore. And so I hope you all enjoyed today. And I'm hoping also that I can, hold on a minute. Y'all hang on. I want to do something. Hold on. All right. I'm trying to get my moderator on so I can introduce you to my moderator. Um, Here we go. I sent a message. Let's see if they show up in the next few minutes. Okay. I told them to come online and get into the chat so that I can give them their powers. Oh, I just got a message that says, okay, I'll be there. So they're coming in. So y'all going to see me on live do this, okay? I got 1 minute left on this live. Well, I got 4 or 5 minutes left to introduce this person. Hi, Nessa. I want y'all to meet Vanessa. Nessa's been a friend of mine for a while, and I'm going to figure out how to give Nessa some powers. Let's see how I do this. Add as moderator. All right. All right. Everybody meet Vanessa. And there we go. Vanessa, you have now the moderator rights. So the things that you can do is if there's anything inappropriate in the chat, you can click on the right of that chat and you'll see three dots there, and you can remove the message. You can also block the sender. Okay. If it gets too ugly. All right. All right. So everybody, y'all, I want y'all to meet Vanessa. I call her Nessa. It's Vanessa. Okay. Vanessa, meet everybody. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good weekend, and I'm going to see you live on Wednesday night. All right. Okay. I will see you all on Wednesday night. Y'all have a good evening, and y'all be blessed. Bye, everyone.